reviewing the Harry Potter Monster Book of Monsters wallet slash cell phone case. I guess we could call it a monster wallet of monsters. It's for the smaller cell phones, and we just use it as a wallet. Well, actually Gomez does. And this is a spare because I got one and then realized I never used it, but I said, well, it's such a cool one, you'll have a spare whenever yours dies.
It's so charming. I just like the fur in it.
It's fuzzy, and look at the teeth and the tongue. The tongue's like rubber, and the teeth aren't they just kind of leathery?
Yes. Their colors seem to be well arranged also, like real teeth. They're like white, and the tongue is reddish pinkish, protruding here.
Like it's licking,
yes,
slurping you before it eats you.
And then there are a pair of, well, not a pair, but several eyes rather, maybe appropriate for a spider or something.
It's got all the monsters in there.
Looks really nifty, like a nice collection. And then the writing itself, it might be harder to see among the fur, but it does say here, the monster book, right on the top. That's what the writing here is about.
We got this at Universal. We will leave a link below where you can order it. Ours was like 30 some. It was about as much as the real book cost, which we also reviewed. We'll link our Harry Potter playlist below. If you guys are new to subscribe, check out our spooky playlists. I'm Morticia, this is Gomez, and our lovely roommate Slappy of the Goosebumps. He says hi. So, yeah, there's also that part where the book goes on your lanyard.
Yes.
So it's a nice sturdy place to clip a lanyard on, or whatever you want. Keys. I think, Gomez, you have your keys on there too, right?
Yes, I do.
So, we're using the spare now so he doesn't have to drag his lanyard and stuff around. He has a Horror Nights lanyard. When we were at Universal, we had the Horror Nights thing going on, so we got the lanyard for that too.
It was so adorable.
And then inside it has what? How many pockets?
So the first part over here, the hardest, is the one that has the Harry Potter logo on right top, but
that's where the phone would go.
Yes. Then it has those 5 pockets. Here's a big one on the inside here. And lesser compartments for in all over here, where in my original version I get the cards in, and all the valuable cards, debit cards and whatever else, so they all go nicely in here.
There's like a good and a bad thing about that, right? Like,
yeah. Occasionally the cards get lost, they tend to stick inside and it's harder to retrieve them, so it's an organizational problem here, but at the same time it's very nice to have all of them together, because I can divide and conquer based on which ones I would use more frequently. I would put them on top, and then I theoretically...
You get lost, you don't need them that much.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about the fact that they're hard to get out, but that in a way it's like a pain in the neck, but it also means that you're not going to lose them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, we've lost a card, like when you pull out another one, and if the wallet's loose, if the little compartments are looser, like an extra card can come out, and if you're in a busy place and you're looking at the register or what you're doing, you might not notice that. So you might lose a card when you're pulling out one card and another one has come with it. We've had that happen before, and we would lose it somewhere and not even know that it came out, and it wasn't that we were even using it, it just, the pockets were loose and it came out while we were taking out another card, and if it was loud and busy, you don't notice. So, this doesn't happen because these cards, it's hard to get out even one card, so you're not going to get it out unless you want it out. So it's a little bit of a pain in the neck because it's so tight, but in a way it's good because you don't lose stuff. Isn't that what you ended up liking about it?
Yes. And then there is also the button that kind of teaches me an interesting point of philosophy.
Oh, here we go!
So you see, it's supposed to clip, and it's fine. Like you're supposed to just close it, and then it closes. So if
you close it and then it closes, that was deep. That's philosophy.
That's the beginning, yes. And then it goes like this. Okay, so if I just press it really hard, it tends to resist my efforts and would not close no matter what. It's supposed to close, it will not. If I do it very, very lightly like this, it tends to close somehow mysteriously. It's almost like I barely touch it and then it closes. So go figure.
Do you know what makes that special though? It's like the book where you had to rub it right before it would open and do what you wanted it to.
Yes.
So I wonder how intentional that was, or if it was just like awesome synchronicity with the makers that you have to close it just right or you'll be screwing with it all day. When Gomez first got it, he would be like taking 5 minutes to do it. Do you want me to help you? And I was like, you know, I was a woman, let me step in here and handle this. I make jewelry, I do stuff. Just give it to me, and then I'm like, I'm doing my thing, and he's like, ha, ha. And then I kind of had to get it in a weird angle and like struggle with it. I would get it to snap, but I would have to gyrate and twist and work around. And Gomez has a better touch with it. Finally, he eventually would. I would have to close it for him sometimes, but it did take an effort, and then he figured it out and can close it better than me now. So.
Sometimes I can rub the monsters the right way.
So it's kind of neat, especially the way he wears it with the lanyard, that it's a light. It's like a nice ornament. And it's a nice, yeah, he's going to show you, a nice accessory. And he gets lots of compliments when we go to the post office or anywhere where he's paying. He's like, and they're like, oh, I love your wallet. It's so cool. So, you know, even if you're not into Harry Potter and you're just into spooky gothic stuff, it's fun. It's a monster wallet. Who doesn't love furry monsters? Yay. And I was surprised. He was like $30-some. And that's, to me, crazy when the book that growls and bites and is life-size that we paid was the same price. So I'm like, why do they want this much for the tiny wallet? It doesn't sing and dance. It doesn't do anything. And, like, why? But it's really good, and it's worth it. And, like, he's had his, and it still looks new, so...
Yes, it looks good, and so far, after all the efforts, I have not lost a card yet. I may have had difficulties extracting, but not...
And you don't lose it. It keeps a hold of it like a monster with teeth.
Yes.
So, which is, like I said, it's a plus that you're not going to accidentally lose a card getting on another card.
Yes, so definitely I would recommend it. It took me a little bit of a learning curve, but...
It's sturdily made, though.
Yeah. And it's again one of those things that combine for me the function and the aesthetics, so I would recommend it for those reasons. I like when things do that, and I can enjoy the benefit from them and the way they look at the same time. It's very nice. So, the Book of Monsters for your entertainment.